Good evening.
Good evening, Frank.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Half Past Sheev podcast.
Episode 8.
Episode 8, indeed.
8 weeks? 2 months?
Fucking weeks. Oh, yeah!
Ooh, cracking open the cold one, the boys. Mine's already open.
Yeah.
Well, I spilled it all over myself.
But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. We are still alive. In
Why
fact,
do you say ladies first? Why can't it be gentlemen first?
I'm sorry,
I'm sick of this reverse racism that's going on right now.
We are in fact alive. We are not infected with the Modelo virus yet.
Oh. You mean the Code Da Vinci 19?
Yeah, it's like COD 19 or something.
COD 19.
Okay, so basically,
Call of Duty 19.
What happens is when I see that, I just scroll past it because obviously it's not a threat. It's not going to touch me. It's not going on in my life. So obviously I'm untouchable.
Untouchable. Oh,
fuck the boomers.
Untouchable vegetable.
Boomer killer. What do they call it?
Is that what it's called? The boomer killer?
The boomer.
Zoomer? Doomer.
It's something.
I don't know.
It's something.
I actually heard it was funny on the radio. There, have you ever listened to 101.1?
I have listened to them, but I tend to listen to 100. Wait, how do I say it? 10. It's 1.003. I don't know how the fuck radios work.
Oh, 100.
100.3?
Yeah, 100.3 like.
I'm sorry,
I don't know. I have no idea.
100.3.
Anyways, a Chicago
really
radio
funny.
station. They had something about like a boomer thing. I was like, oh, they were like literally in the commercials were like, okay, boomer. I was like, alrighty then. That's the first time I've heard that. It's gone too far. It's gone too far.
Well, that sounds amazing, but
It was alright.
we just had an amazing meal of tacos.
It would have been. No, actually, it was still fucking good.
It was good. We order 6 each Al Pastor delicious tacos.
They know me.
Flour,
They know me by name now.
onion, cilantro. That's it. We get some limes.
True.
First mistake, corn tortillas.
How fucking dare they?
Second mistake, no limes.
How fucking dare they?
But our good vibes were roaring. We were feeling great. We ate the tacos. Nothing was getting after us. And we've been sitting here for about an hour and a half trying to get Anchor to work.
Anchor and Voice Meter.
Yeah.
Shout out to the free application Voice Meter that decided to not work. I had to uninstall it 4 times.
It's tough.
Just for it to randomly work on the 5th time.
So we're actually taking a leap of faith. We don't really know if this is going to work.
If this doesn't work, this is going to be the last
podcast.
hour.
The Lost.
Lost, excuse me.
Yes.
Never be the last. You'll hear last in 500 years.
But
Fuck about.
this is week 8, and week 8 has some accolades.
Oh.
So we recently hit 600 Instagram followers. Can I get a poetry clap for that? Woohoo!
Snaps. These are snaps, you fucking idiot.
Well, whatever. It's like poetry's version
Yeah,
of clapping, you fucking whore.
Was it the slam poetry? Jesus. The slam poetry?
I love those like serious poets with like gun violence.
They come up on stage and they're all just like dark and like ominous, and they just come up. Rape.
My uncle touching me in the middle of the night.
And you're just like, and it's funny because you're like, I feel like if I was there, I'd be looking around like, what the fuck's going on? And everybody's just like intently staring at after they're all snapping. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck did I just listen to?
In the city, in some of the south suburbs, there's that like going out with a bang thing. Did you ever hear about that? It's like a slam poetry like tournament.
Oh my god.
I don't know the name, but they made a documentary about it and they showed it to us in school, and it was kind of cool. Like,
oh, I think I've seen that.
Yeah,
I think they showed it to me, or they showed it to
Jamal,
us.
you could do this.
They showed it to us probably so we could...
Being the black kid that can't play basketball.
Oh god, that's so awful.
It's true. I'm pretty sure that's one of the
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But it's. I remember seeing that.
I
feel
have
like
not had a Monster in so long. It's so delicious.
Is it activating all of your neurons? Are you big brain time right now, bro?
As soon as the mic goes on, I'm big brain.
Oh shit, my bad.
Anyways,
Big brain Frank.
What the fuck were you saying? Keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say I feel like they showed that in school, hoping we're gonna make slam poets out of these kids, and absolutely nobody practiced
me
that.
as a scumbag copying and pasting everything. Dude, I didn't even write my papers.
I would literally. So you had to take IPC, right? Which is basically like speech training. If you guys don't know what that is. Did you not have to take it?
Let me explain this to you.
Okay.
I never took that class.
Oh.
I took all these slow classes.
Oh, I had it. I transferred, and they were like, you're going to take this class. I'm like, I would prefer not to. They're like, it's a requirement.
My
I'm
teacher
like,
was an
oh.
IPC?
Yeah, IPC.
teacher.
I don't know what even fucking
His name was
stands for.
Mr. Anderson. Shout out to him. He's probably
Mr.
one of my favorite teachers.
Anderson. I don't know if you've ever seen Matrix, but that's what it's from.
I've seen the fucking Matrix. Are you kidding
Lord.
me?
Thank the Lord.
All right.
And his
Accolades.
My bad.
So we hit 600 Instagram followers. That's pretty good. I mean, it's just Instagram. We just use Instagram.
Just Instagram? Just Instagram. Are you kidding me right now?
We use Instagram. Just Instagram.
Did you know that Instagram's actually owned by Facebook?
Yes, because it says owned by Facebook on its fucking
Oh, does
website.
it really?
Yeah.
You see how much I use Instagram, obviously.
Yeah, it's a little. I think they've always been owned by Facebook.
I don't think so. I think they started off with like a little bitty company.
Probably.
And they fucking
And now
blew
they're
up.
just rich as shit because Facebook owns them.
Mark Zuckerberg's like, I want that shit.
Yeah, right.
Here's billions of dollars. So like, shit, all right.
We just use Instagram to promote the podcast. Probably most of our viewers are from Instagram, and if you are, like, subscribe, or give us 5 stars, ring the bell.
Ring the bell as well
I
on
love
YouTube.
you.
Please do. Don't leave me, Sharon.
A big one. We have surpassed 500 views in total.
I feel like it sounds actually quite wonderful doing it in like tandem like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Synchronized slam poet.
But, I mean, I wouldn't even think we got 2 views. So 500 views is really cool, and hopefully in another 8 weeks we'll have maybe 1,000 more views.
That'd be great.
Like double what we got.
I would love that.
That would be amazing. But
we need more subscribers on YouTube, by the way. I want to say
subscribe,
that.
ring the bell, follow us on Instagram.
I only say that because I want to get 1,000 YouTube subscribers so we could do a community thing and start talking to the community out there on YouTube.
That would be so cool.
That'd be really cool, but we have to get 1,000 subscribers
I
first.
put a thing out. I think I talked about this at the end of last episode. Like the link for people to send in their like voice memos and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I put up a poll on Instagram, and some people were like, "Hey," I put the one thing.
You put like,
I would, and then hell no, and
hell
a bunch of people said hell no. So we're not gonna do that for now.
Do that, yeah. Maybe later,
Yeah.
hopefully. I mean, I feel like it's interesting, but at the same time, it could be kind of. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Then there's gonna be like some random guy like, "Hi."
There's gonna be some guys to be like, "I would like this to go on the podcast," and you're like, "Oh."
We have the biggest accolade yet on the podcast.
Oh shit. Okay.
So for the first time since episode 4.
Holy shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Episode 4, yeah. Fuck, man. 4 episodes ago. We got a Spotify viewer.
Oh shit. Whoever you are, you're a wonderful person.
Not only one, we got 4.
Oh, shit. Whoever the
first
4 of you
episode, first time since episode 3, we've gotten multiple Spotify
How do you know it's just not
viewers.
one guy who really likes the podcast and listens to it 4 times in a row?
Well, he'd have to have 4 different accounts.
Maybe he does.
Possibly, and I love you. I love you very much.
If you do, I love you for that.
Come on the podcast. Psych, bitch.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Jeremy. Or James.
Steve.
Gerald.
Steve, you're gonna get through this. Don't do it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're taking another dark tone.
Yeah,
on
he
Half
said
Past Sheev.
fucking the suicide hotline from last time.
But I think I even addressed this in episode 7. I was like, please come back, Spotify viewers. We have none of you. And then I go on. We got 4.
They listened. They heard us out in the wild.
Hey. Which, I mean, 4 doesn't seem like a lot. But when you go from 0 to 4, gets my meat hard.
Oh.
But
You need to tenderize that.
that's all I got. So
That's it? That's all you got?
yeah, that's all the accolades we got.
That's all the accolades we have?
3.
It's not enough. We need more.
We're fucking hungry.
We're hungry.
We're young, hungry, and erect.
The wolf of podcasting.
So how the fuck was your week, Mike?
It was good. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I said this last time. I don't remember if I did that last week or
Just
this
repeat
week.
it. Repeat it.
I signed up for the Google IT support.
Yeah, you said
professionals.
this.
Fuck.
And you explained it.
Yeah, I also
That's really
haven't,
cool, though.
I haven't continued
Exciting.
it. I need to. I haven't touched it at all.
Lazy
I know.
bitch.
Well, I've been having 6-day work weeks and I've been fucking tired. So when my day off, I'm like, I could either blow through all this or I could sit down and play Call of Duty Warzone, which is really fucking fun, by the way. And you should play it with
Yeah,
me.
I need to get it.
That's also what I've been doing. Warzone
game a lot.
up the galore. Yeah, that's true. But that is fucking fun. You should play that.
It's brilliant. It's basically just put everything out of fucking market. You would say, right? Wait, that's the right way to say it.
What? I have no idea what you just said.
I'm not gonna lie. Do you ever just say something and you're just like trying to salvage the sentence you just said? I have no fucking idea. I'm trying to say, that game, by putting it out, basically killed all the other games like that.
Actually, I think it actually beat out Fortnite. I'm pretty sure it's higher than Fortnite.
It's such a great. It's basically the best like first-person shooter game in like.
I'd probably say so.
Like Call of Duty, like the looks of it, the mechanics of it is probably the best, right?
I would probably say personally, this is my favorite Call of Duty.
And then putting it into like the hottest like platform.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
So it's wonderful. I'm thinking of like maybe I should start streaming it because I haven't been doing too bad on it, and people might think that I'm not bad.
Half Past Sheev streaming coming soon.
Half Past Sheev #gaming. No, it's probably not coming anytime soon.
Yeah,
it could, but
if you can figure out if these mics work with the Xbox or something.
I don't think so, but there's probably a bunch of fucking computer mumbo jumbo I could do and get it all working.
True,
we'll figure that out. But besides that, that's basically all I've been doing, really, besides working in Warzone. I'm trying to think. I was doing something else, I think. I don't think so. Besides trying to figure out how the fuck voice meter works today.
Yeah, that was awful.
That was literally awful.
I'm trying to think.
I think that's all.
Come encounter with any Corona zombies?
Only 3. No, I haven't touched it. That's another thing, yeah, with coronavirus.
Did you immediately shoot them with your long revolver?
Absolutely, and took out my samurai sword and cut their heads off.
I was exactly thinking that. And your crossbow?
Absolutely. Norman Reedus, I don't remember his. Daryl! Is it Daryl?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daryl, right.
I only watched like 3 seasons.
I don't even remember what. I think I watched like
all the
2
Walking
seasons.
Dead people were just like at an all-time high. And
yeah,
they were doing
like,
all-time
well, immediately exit podcast.
Please don't.
Yeah, I think that was. I think that's basically it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I did much.
I know we do have like basic weeks, don't we?
Yeah, pretty basic weeks. I mean, besides fucking everything closing down for coronavirus, which we're gonna talk about
you mentioned
later.
you got a new like desktop or some shit.
Oh, I got a monitor. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Never mind. Sorry. Last night I was up till fucking 3 a.m. fixing my friend's computer because his computer fucking like.
Nerd.
Shut up. He literally bought new motherboard, new power supply, and a new processor. Which I don't know if you understand any of that.
I did. Okay, remember how I told you I go on binges of watching weird videos? Mm-hmm. One night I watched a guy build a computer. It was a 30-minute long video, and I don't like computers, but I watched it, and he put orange fluid in it. I was like, yeah.
Oh, he did water. He did a custom.
It's like a fucking car engine. There has to be like coolant in it to cool it down. What the?
Well, you don't have to. He did a closed loop, fucking water custom loop. I mean. Of water cooling.
It's cool.
Because you used to put fans, but it's better to water cool.
The water
if you can,
is really
but it's like
cool.
fucking hard.
If you fuck it up, it like spills all over and ruins it.
You could fuck it up. Plus, you have to like fucking like I think every month you're supposed to take the fluid out and like replace it. It's just
okay. Fuck that. Get the fans.
I'm like fucking
get
put
the fans. Half Past Sheev approved. Sponsor us.
But yeah, so
follow Instagram.
We thought it was the motherboard. He replaced that like 3 times. Obviously, that wasn't the issue. He got a new power supply. That wasn't the issue. And then I looked at his processor. I'm like, bro, you have a lot of thermal paste on this pin. And he's like, that's not it. I'm like, I'm going to clean this and watch it work. And it fucking worked.
Okay, so what is a thermal pin? Like a little pin in it?
So, well, thermal paste. And there's fucking like thousands, not maybe thousands, maybe hundreds. I actually don't know how. A lot of pins on the bottom of a processor. But thermal paste you have to put on top so that when the heatsink goes and attaches to it, it lets the heat go up into the heatsink better. So it kind of wicks the heat away from the processor itself. So basically, there was a shit ton, like just a glob on the bottom, which is not supposed to be on the bottom. And he's like, no, that's not it. I'm like, bro, I'm going to fucking clean this shit out. Cleaned it out, put it in. Shit worked. I was like, yeah, that's right, bitch.
You're like, big brain in
exactly.
This bitch. And then
took out my cock, was like...
that's how you know.
And then besides that, my friend got a new monitor. Technically, he bought 2, but he was only going to keep 1, but they were different technology, so it's a whole different thing.
He was just testing them out or
basically
something?
Testing them out, and then he kept the other one, but he's like, hey, my old one, I don't even want. I'm like, can I have that? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. So I got a new monitor.
What kind of monitor is it?
Asus. ASUS. I've heard people call it that for some reason.
No relevance to me.
I know. My computer's an Asus. Does that help you?
Oh, cool. I thought that was a Razer computer or some shit.
No, Razer's fucking like $2,000. This is like a good old $900 computer.
Oh, I'm confusing the mouse brand and
the mouse pad is Razer.
This is HyperX.
This is
right?
HyperX, and then this is an Asus.
What did I just say? Razer. I feel
Razer
like
is
HyperX. I get my Z's and X's confused.
Razer is an actual.
My
brand,
fucking head works crazy.
It's alright. Razer's an actual brand, so you're right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the extent of my week. I was up to like fucking.
We were talking about Razer scooters,
and actually another thing, which relates to the coronavirus. My friend was on hold because he has a trip next week. to go to fucking Mexico, somewhere in Mexico, and he needs to cancel just one ticket because somebody's staying. Just one ticket, right?
I don't think there are any cases in Mexico either.
There's like 16, not much. Well, we have like fucking 70 here in just a state.
Facts. Big
so
facts.
he's trying to cancel one, right? So he calls the place. He's on hold for 3 hours by the time I left his house.
Wow.
After that, literally in the morning, I text him like, hey, how long were you on the phone call? He's like, I waited 7 hours and nobody picked up the phone. Literally, he still has not canceled the ticket. We waited 7 fucking hours on the phone, and it's because of how many things I need to cancel with the coronavirus.
His first mistake is fucking waiting more than a half an hour.
Well, because he waited, he's like, well, they said in the beginning, oh, it may take up to 90 or more minutes. So he's like, all right, I'll wait the hour and a half. And then as we were like still fixing computer shit, it was like, it turned into like 2 and then 2.5. And he's like, I feel like I'm too deep to not do this now. So he just kept waiting. And yeah, that's
Speaking of deep,
what happened. Oh, deep.
Speaking of deep, little side story. So, I think I've mentioned PewDiePie's Minecraft series on this before. He has an amazing Minecraft series. I used to watch it when I first started working. Loved it. Well, he recently came back to YouTube and he made a few videos. Well, he forgot a bunch of stuff about his world, and he finds his main dog, Sven, and he finds a dog that's unnamed, and he's like, oh, hello, and he like accidentally breeds him. He's like, oh, they made a baby, and it's like, yay. And then I'm sitting there like, motherfucker, that other dog was that dog's son. And now the internet broke on him, and PewDiePie the next day uploads a video, I made an oopsie. And he named the little dog Alabama. He's like, no, it grew up. He's like, don't look at me.
Alabama.
It is hilarious. And what speaking of deep was, I don't know why, his dog's name was Svensson, like Sven's son, but Svensson. He renamed him to be Deep because he had no like name tag on him. He named him Deep for some reason.
Deep South. I don't know.
He named like whatever. That's how it ran.
I will need to watch that now. I still haven't watched any.
PewDiePie makes his dog, fucks his dog's son, and has a child. We need to get fucking Fox News on this.
CNN, where you at?
Just Fox News.
Oh, sorry.
That's the only reliable news source.
Obviously. But yeah, that was my week, sir. How was your week?
I was just about to take a sip of my Monster. I didn't think
hey,
it was going to be put on the
take
spot.
Take a sip. Go ahead.
All right.
Nice.
I love Monster. Sponsor us.
Please. We need money.
Excuse me. We do. So we actually, Saturday night after filming the podcast, me and you stayed up to like 5 in the morning trying to figure out some technical issues. So I ended up sleeping in till like 1 in the morning on Sunday. So my whole day was fucked. Too. By the time I worked out and studied, it was like 6. So that day was fucked already. I went through my normal work week. Monday, Tuesday, I went to jiu-jitsu. Wednesday, I usually take because I'm coming back from a shoulder injury, so I usually take Wednesday off rest. I roll my knots out in my shoulder, and then I go back Thursday. Well, Thursday comes along, and this corona thing is getting really fucking, like, scary now. Yeah, like, at this point, like, things are getting closed down, the NBA is shut down, so I decided not to go, and I don't think I did tell you this. So, I went to this place called Cinema Space in the city.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Which is basically kind of like Hollywood in Chicago. And I picked up some duct. And I come back and my coworker tells me that there was a case at that place. Oh. And I start getting paranoid, and I'm like, I didn't fucking know that. And I'm pissed. I'm like, why the fuck did I go there? For some dumbass duct. It's like tubing.
Yeah, I know what
and then I was like,
it's fucking stupid.
I could have it. So that's kind of why I stayed home. Like, I might have it, and I don't want to infect the whole fucking school, and someone else could have it. So I stayed home, and the next few days I monitored my heart rate, and my heart rate's 55, which is exceptional. That means I'm an athlete.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I'm really proud of it. My resting heart rate's 55, exactly. I monitor, like, every morning. So if my heart rate is up when I wake up, it means I'm sick or something's going on with my body. So if I woke up and my heart rate was, like, 70, that means I'm fucked. So
yeah, but it also takes 2 weeks before you even know if anything.
That's true. That's why I'm going to keep monitoring it. And, I mean, honestly, facing the facts, I listened to a whole podcast.
Everybody turn off this podcast. You might get corona from this.
Please don't. I listened to a podcast on Joe Rogan. I would highly recommend it.
The CDC guy?
Yeah, and he basically was like, yeah, it's going to be here for another 6 to 8 months. So if that's true, we're probably all going to get it, and it's just a sad truth. But
survival of the fittest.
While you're dying and you're in quarantine, at least you can enjoy your favorite podcast, Half Past Sheev.
Absolutely. You have a whole 2 weeks to listen to all of this.
Yeah, you can binge all the episodes. We got
Perfect.
Great content.
You got anything better to do? Huh? Do ya?
Nothing.
Do ya?
Besides beating your cock.
I mean, that's kind of better, let's be honest.
2 Half Past Sheev. That's the best.
Dude, there you go. There you go.
Fuck yeah.
It's over.
Uh-huh. But besides that, so Thursday I didn't go to jiu-jitsu. Friday...
Yesterday.
Got a haircut, if you didn't notice. Got me...
Multiples or just one?
I hate you.
I'm sorry. I had to, but I hate people who do that. They're like, you're like, I got a haircut. It's like, oh, it looks like you got more than one haircut. And you just look at him like, shut the fuck up.
I absolutely hate you. I did not get that. Now I hate you even more.
Perfect.
Got a
My
haircut.
mission is
done. Just normal shit. Oh, I have been going insane on trying to fucking, get all of the... I don't know how to fucking put this. I'm a seeker of knowledge for DC Comics right now. And basically, I checked out of the current comic books, back when fucking New 52, when Rebirth was happening. And I was just like, I'm checking out, man. I don't have time for this. I'm in high school, boy. I don't have time for this shit. Well, now I'm back, and I'm taking over.
Shit.
Yeah. So I've been...
DC, look out.
If you ever want to get into comics, you hit up Comic Historian. He reads them really nice on YouTube. He turns them into little movies.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. But today, I just did the usual. I'm actually one chapter away from finishing my personal trainer book thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've been going nuts. But I watched the UFC, which was in Brazil. No attendance, just the fighters.
Okay.
3 fighters I wanted to win. This guy named Johnny Walker, Damian Maia, who's a jiu-jitsu legend, and Kevin Lee, who had his Motown phenom. He's from Detroit. Excuse me. He trains out of TriStar, which is one of my favorite MMA gyms. Well, Johnny Walker loses by decision. I'm just like, whatever, man. It's not that big of a deal. Damian Maia comes on. Really cool. He starts using his jiu-jitsu. He's doing really good. He kind of lets him get back up, gets knocked out. Bam, knocked out.
Damn.
Kevin Lee comes on. I'm like, oh, here it is. Kevin Lee gets put in all these different submissions by this jiu-jitsu guy. He's getting out. He's doing good. He's hitting him. He's taking him down. Third round comes, takes him on, gets guillotined, choked out, tapped out. 0 for 3 tonight.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have a betting problem.
I think that would be considered what people say a major yike.
A big oof.
Maybe even a big oof. Perhaps even a big oof.
Yeah, it's on the verge of a big oof.
You've been bamboozled and quite possibly fucking... I don't know actually where I was going with that. I'm sorry.
I have no idea where you're going with that.
I don't know either.
That's my week. I had a nice week overall. Just grinding out, trying not to die. That's the main objective of next week as well.
Is it survive?
Yes.
I don't think you've ever played Halo Reach, but at the end of it, literally...
I played Halo Reach.
Have you really?
Yeah.
So have you ever beaten it though?
I haven't sat down and played it myself. I've played it with my friends. Okay.
There's literally the last mission is you're basically stuck on the island because you sacrifice yourself to make sure your team gets away.
The Reach is an infected diseased people, right? It's kind of like zombies.
That's
right?
the Flood. You're talking about the Flood.
Yes, I'm talking about the Flood.
But Reach is Planet, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't played in a long ass time. But basically, you're Noble 6, and you're the last one to try to keep your team alive so they can deliver Cortana. Because this is technically the first in the entire franchise. And you're sitting there, and literally it's called, the last objective of the game just says survive. Because you're just supposed to survive as long as you can to kill everything. It's survive.
So I don't know if I should go back to jiu-jitsu Monday or not, because a lot of schools are shutting down, but this one's still open. It's the worst thing to be doing.
Yeah, literally, they say don't do skin-to-skin contact. You're literally doing sweat.
You're basically having sex with each other.
Oh. But... there's just so much that's been shutting down, dude. Literally, NASCAR shut down. I don't know why. They're wearing helmets and fucking
all the
driving.
Sports things shut
Sports
down.
all shut down except for UFC, right? That's the only thing that's been basically still going. As far as I know.
There are some organizations still going on. Obviously, UFC still going on, excuse me.
That's right.
I'm drinking this Monster. If I sound like a crazy man, that's why. Oh, it's so good.
Literally everything is shitty. See, that's one thing that I know next week is gonna be fucking horrible.
It's just gonna get worse from here. It's not gonna get
Apple
better unless
shut
they make
down.
Yeah, that's fucked.
I work at Geek Squad. That's now Apple certified. So if they can't go to Apple, everybody's coming to Geek Squad. By the way, this is not telling you to go to Geek Squad. Don't go to Geek Squad, please. If you have an issue, I'm just kidding. You can go there. I'm probably the only ones open realistically. But fuck, man, there's gonna be so much people coming there.
Hopefully they close my job down and I get paid.
I really hope so. Yeah, literally, my friend works there and he's like, yeah, they closed on Apple until like March 27th, or somebody said now April 4th, and they're like, we're getting paid for this whole time. I'm like, well, I wish I was you. But that's going to be fucking awful. Apple canceled an event, so they're no longer going to do their Apple
All the
event
events.
thing.
You know that they canceled the
E3 is
Corona.
gone?
They canceled the coronavirus convention.
Yeah, they literally have a convention for coronavirus, and it got canceled.
Oh, fuck. Well, 2 good weeks equals 1 good podcast.
True.
Ready to dive into some Star Wars?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you actually know things that I don't know. I haven't looked up anything about what you're just about to tell me.
Well, I just have some things I'm going to read off and we'll discuss it.
Okay.
I promised the fans Star Wars last episode, so we're here.
You're right. We are
fulfilling
here.
our promises. All right, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Rey, okay?
Who? No, I'm just kidding. Go. Ray Charles?
So Rey gave Ben a kiss of gratitude.
Right. She's like...
Which, yeah.
Oh, wait, gratitude? Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she didn't like...
Was it more of like gratitude, or was it more just like, yeah, we lived?
Yeah, it was more
Like kind of like
yeah,
celebration,
yeah.
gratitude kind of
So,
thing?
I feel like they could have just not told us that and just left it at the kiss and I would have been happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care that they specified, but at the same time, it's like, whatever. Like, it was a kiss. I don't mind as much as people are like, I fucking hate it. This is the worst thing about the sequel. I can't believe it kissed. It's like, bro, it's whatever, man. It's literally whatever.
Also, she did not mourn Kylo Ren.
Oh.
I don't see why she would have mourned him, really.
Oh, wait, Kylo Ren. Oh, yeah, why? She literally wants Kylo to die, basically. Wants Ben to come back. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, so... I don't know. These
why
two,
would you specify
I feel like these two
this?
things are not that... I didn't specify it.
I know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
why would they
Okay.
specify that?
So, Rey also said... This is all from the novelization, which we talked about in episode 6. If you want to go back to episode 6 of Half Past Sheev, we talked about it for a little bit to get a little first insight.
Was it? Oh, it was 6. Yeah, you're right.
So, Rey said, no one's ever really gone to Ben Solo. So, I'm praying to Disney.
She said that?
Yeah.
Because I remember, I don't think they ever
Rey
said it in the movie, but I remember in the trailer, Luke says nobody's ever really gone.
Well, it says Rey said it, so.
Oh.
I'm just praying that, like, he'll be, like, in her mind or, like, a Force ghost attached to her.
That'd be
Because
pretty
they're the
cool.
dyad, which I
Right.
think will be really interesting.
She's just kind of like there in the background, kind of like a second
I'll be
person
cool
to
if they
talk to.
bring him back somehow.
I really hope so. She's going to extract her memories of him and
want-
create the perfect Ben Solo.
When it's all said and done, I want 6 more, like, Star Wars movies in the future of our Star Wars timeline.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I want at least 6 more in the past.
Absolutely. Like the High Republic shit.
Yeah. Not
Okay.
High Republic, like Old Republic and that jazz.
Well, I think they're replacing Republic with High Republic, no?
Please stop.
200 years before Phantom Menace? I want to say that's now High Republic.
I hope High Republic's good.
I hope so. But the thing is, I hope they actually make movies about it and not just comic books.
True.
Not to say I
Yeah.
don't mind comic books,
Yeah, it's
but
like, okay.
it's completely different to read something on a panel and then to fucking see it.
Let's go off on a quick tangent while
You're
we're
right,
on the
you're right.
topic.
Okay.
Speaking of comic books, Kylo Ren, the Rise of Kylo Ren issue 4 came out, and me and Mike both know about it. Know about what happens in it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't read it, skip ahead like 5 minutes because we're about to spoil the fuck out of it.
Hopefully 5 minutes.
Spoiler alert!
Actually, probably not even 5 minutes. Probably, whatever. Continue.
Just figure the shit out. You're a grown-ass man or woman or trans.
It's 2020. We don't judge.
We do, but...
Jesus.
But...
Fuck.
So... Basically, he kills off the last of his Jedi, the Jedi
Right,
companions.
and then...
He kills Ren.
Well, first Ren was like, you're a little bitch. This is why you can never be a Ren. And he's like, oh, yeah? And then he fucking kills... I think he kills Ren first, and then he's like, that's it. I'm going to kill y'all motherfuckers.
So one of them died. One of his, also apprentices died. His,
Right.
What do you, peer? His peer?
Peers,
His peer
yeah.
died. And then the other one sees him kill Ren. He's like, "Yeah, you're on our side." Then he kills the other one.
Oof.
And the Knights of Ren bow to him as their new king. And then he assembles his new lightsaber.
Which is pretty cool.
Really cool. It's like he takes his crystal out and he
because it's
bleeding hand. Yeah, he does the bleeding thing like Vader did in the comics. Well, I mean, all the Sith do it. Right. He bleeds a crystal and he fucks it up and shatters or cracks his crystal.
Yeah. The reason he fucks it up is because I don't know if I'm sure you guys know by the time you fucking have watched Rise of Skywalker and shit, but if you don't know, Ben is not a bad guy. Realistically, he's been just somebody good trying to be.
All you haters. Possible. Kylo Ren is not a Sith, fuckface. Kylo Ren is a dark Jedi at most.
Yeah,
at most. True. He was never fully on the dark side. No. He always had that, like, regret. It was all just pushed very back, and he was, like, trying to push it down. He's not.
Exactly.
He is not. If he stayed a Jedi, I would have put him in the same category as Luke in strength.
Right.
Which we can go over.
Kylo actually finished what Vader started. Think about it.
Anyway, Boomer thoughts.
I know, I'm sorry. But I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, no.
You're talking about his lightsaber.
He was not evil, so that was the whole thing, is that he was trying so hard to bleed it and think angry, horrible thoughts, but he just kept thinking of, like, everything good in his life, like Luke. He kept thinking of Leia, Han, like, his family, his friends and shit like that.
He's basically a spoiled bitch.
Yeah, basically. And he was like trying to fucking bleed it, and it ended up cracking, because it's like his inside, he's not right inside his head.
Yeah.
He's cracked.
And then, since it was cracked, he had to add the crossguard exhaust ports on the side.
Yeah,
and then the additional power cord to handle the
power transference.
Yeah, the power transference, or however lightsaber.
Right. Basically, he tried to do it, and it fucking was too strong. He's like, I need to kind of fucking divvy this up. And then he put the exhaust.
It was also cool to see, like, Snoke talking into his mind. And then you see slowly Snoke turns into, like, Palpatine. So he sees that Palpatine's talking to Snoke, and Snoke is, like, talking to him.
Right.
And then it ends up just being Palpatine straight up talking to him, like, kill him or some shit. Do it now.
Do it.
Something like
that. Kill him now.
It's a great book, and when the Rise of Kylo Ren is all said and done, it's going to be, like, a key story in Star Wars.
How many are they doing? I think they're already doing 4, or are they doing 5?
If they're only doing 4, it was great read.
Yeah.
I really hope they're doing more, just because I want to see more.
I want to say it was a very limited. That might actually have been the last one. They might do one more in April, like the 5th one, but we'll have to see. But I think because technically that was Rise of Kylo Ren. He is now technically Kylo Ren at this point.
I want to see him make the helmet and all that.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I want to see all that.
Like the last panel of the entire thing should just be him and the squad of Rens just sitting there.
Basically, they're producing the supportive cast, comics, movies, books that we need to save the sequels, like they did with the prequels. Like I've been preaching on this podcast since day one. Preach the Lord, Jesus Christ. But any last thoughts on Rise of Kylo Ren?
No, it was great.
I actually ordered the 4th one and Darth Vader issue 2 coming Monday.
I only know a little bit Darth Vader's. Like I haven't really read into it.
Yeah, like Padme and stuff.
Yeah, I just know that Padme. Did you?
No, I don't know anything. I'm going to read it, actually. Okay, I was too tempted. I watched a video on the 4th one, but I'm actually going to read the 2nd one.
All right, I won't say anything about Darth Vader then.
So I don't know how you're going to think about this, but back to some novelization stuff of the Rise of Skywalker. Rey's father was a failed clone of Palpatine that was not Force sensitive.
Oh, I heard that one.
I might have brought this up in the podcast.
You might have. I don't know. Maybe you didn't.
We haven't discussed it. Regardless.
I think I like that. Because it makes more sense. Because it's like, it's not like she was just like, I need to fuck someone right now.
Yeah.
It was just like, I need to make a clone.
He's definitely hung too. He's definitely got a thick, girthy cock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's not a little chode. No. He's
if he has Darth Vader bowing to him, he's got a fucking piece on him.
Oh, he's hanging. Why do you think he needs that long ass robe? It's just hanging, slapping across his.
That's why he walks so slow. He's like, walk any faster, I'm gonna tip the Death Star over.
Walk any faster, you're just gonna hear.
He doesn't need his lightsabers. He doesn't need the lightsaber. He's just ganks at his cock.
Just like
it's treason.
That's it reminds me of you've seen Spaceballs, right?
Yeah.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine. We need to watch that.
Rewatch
we need to watch that. Shit's good.
Man.
Comb the desert. They have a giant fucking comb going.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Ludicrous speed.
I hope it's not echoing right now, because sometimes when we get too loud it echoes. We got to figure that out. But we are on 2 different mics.
Yeah, I hope it sounds fucking wonderful.
Yeah, so we have been making upgrades, but Rey's father.
This isn't even my final form.
I'm happy about that because it was kind of like a big oddball. Like, oh, Palpatine.
He's like, yeah, where the fuck did that come from?
It was just like random and like
Right.
it made it seem. It just made Palpatine's random return worse,
right?
Which I thought was okay, but I could see from the
well,
point.
because the person actually looked young too. So I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why is this guy so young? Unless he was within the last 30 years of when Rey was,
Yeah, I want stories of his father, like how he got out and everything. I'm pretty sure they just let him go or some shit, which is weird. But I'm happy with that, but that kind of makes Palpatine... I feel like he didn't need to call her granddaughter then, but I mean, it's not a big deal.
It's not like he's going to be like, you're my daughter. I feel like it's just weird because it's not actually,
Okay. Yeah, I
mean, I guess...
It's technically his son, though. I mean, not really. It's a clone of himself.
It's kind of like... Have you ever seen Austin Powers?
No. I have not,
well, in there they have Dr. Evil, and then he has Mini-Me.
I've seen the meme.
Yeah, so the Mini-Me is just his clone that's just still technically like small, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so Rey's father is Sheev's Mini-Me.
Yeah, basically. I think I'm thinking of that correctly, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking as. And he's like, oh, my son.
You're hearing this first on Half Past Sheev podcast. The sequels are saved.
Mini Sheev.
But, moving on, we're going to Palpatine's side.
Ooh, Palps.
So, we already know this, that he is a clone, okay?
Right.
So, right before he died in Return of the Jedi, he called on all the dark power... I raspberried again. I am sorry. I will never do that again.
It's all right. It's Pi Day.
I have said this. I am not a good
Raspberry
reader.
Pi Day?
It is Pi Day. My mom did not make a pie.
3.1415, that's all I know.
I'm not a good reader, regardless. But before he died in the Return of the Jedi, he called on all the dark power of the Force to thrust his consciousness far, far away. Thrust to a secret place he had been preparing, a.k.a. Exegol. So,
is it Exegol or Jakku? Oh, no, Exegol. No, that makes sense. Never mind.
So, I'm pretty sure he got this ability from Plagueis. I think this is kind of what Plagueis was thinking.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think I've read some stuff like that.
Which, if that is true, then that means Plagueis could still be alive.
So, I mean, I guess this would kind of make sense why Palpatine got picked up and was just like, bleh!
Wait, that could make sense, because what if... Maybe he was transferring his consciousness the whole time.
Wait, how did Vader pick him up and not just get fucking anchored down by that girthy cock?
Ginormous. But
he's got a piece on him for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got multiple pieces.
Absolutely. That thing's a fucking thick sausage. I think they might be doing if they're continuing the sequels, because I'm thinking like, who can be the villain? They could do Plagueis. Because remember, Plagueis staff, it was still called Plagueis staff.
No, I don't want them bringing back Sith Lords.
I don't really want them to, but it would be interesting because we know nothing about Plagueis.
They could literally just have Torvala be the new villain. Perfect. I'm so glad we didn't get Duel of Fates. That's such a stupid name for a movie. Duel of Fate.
That's the name of the song of,
Yeah, right? It's a song. It's not the movie. You're a good fucking boy.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I threw us all off here.
I'm just thrown off by that amazing voice.
My beautiful rendition of Duel of Fates.
Wait, are we doing the ad at 45 or something?
Yeah, we'll probably do it at 45.
Okay, cool.
We're about 38 minutes.
We're using a new recording software.
Oh, absolutely.
So breaking the fourth wall a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're using Audacity.
But I mean, I thought this is kind of cool. I'm glad. I like this idea. I'm cool with it, and I think it's good. Another cool thing that's not on this little cheat sheet I have is
you fucking cheater.
I'm pretty sure I heard this on Star Wars Theories channel.
Great channel.
Yeah, I fucking love him. Pretty sure he has a podcast. It's called The Rule of Two. I know. It's such a good name. On it? I know. It's like, can I have that name?
Yeah, right. Hey, can we trade names? No, Half Past Sheev? Better.
Yeah, better. Fuck that. Rule of Sheev.
Oh, the Rule of Sheev. Okay, this is the name change right here now.
Right, imagine. Well, apparently when Luke, he's like, strike me down in your anger. Just like he did to Rey when he did it to Luke in the 6th one.
Right.
Apparently when Luke swings at him, Vader pulls out his lightsaber and stops him.
Right, and you think like, oh, he's saving the Emperor.
Well, actually, Vader wasn't supposed to do that, and I think what was happening was Vader's intentions was to stop Luke from striking him down and Palpatine, like, taking over his body or something. I think that they changed that, and some people were like, why are they changing the original trilogy? They're untouchable. Don't touch the originals. It's like,
I think it's fine. I think it's interesting still.
It's good.
Because that made me think too in the sixth one, like what actually happens if Vader didn't stop him? Like Sheev would have just died, and Luke would have been like, "What do I do now? Like he's dead."
Well,
like,
possibly
like,
Vader and him could have fought to the death, and Vader could have become the Emperor.
But still, it's just like it doesn't make too much sense. I mean, I guess he's just doing it because he's expecting Vader to stop him, but I don't know. I had to pull up something because we were talking about the Sheev clone, and I randomly remembered it. I told Colin, my friend Colin, I'd shout him out in the podcast. He said, because we were talking about the long exposition thing about how they should have
Fuck this guy.
No,
I'm
he's
kidding.
wonderful.
I'm kidding.
We were texting about the whole exposition, how they could have had that in the beginning to explain about the clone Sheev.
So I'm really hoping that they release like an extended
I really hope so. But he was talking about that, and then he was like, you can say his clone was Half Past Sheev because it was deteriorated. I'm like, that's bad, but I want to shout it out.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah, he's never coming on the podcast ever.
Why?
I'm kidding. I was just a fucking joke. Jesus.
With
That's not a joke anymore.
With that energy he's on right now, comes out of the closet. Hey, poet snap.
Rule of three.
Don't ask what that was. Just accept it. It happened. So another disappointing thing in the novelization.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Remember how me and you were like, I just hope that Snoke was his own person and Palpatine intervened? Well, apparently Snoke was a test.
Like
Snoke,
a test clone or something?
Yeah, he was a failed Palpatine clone, apparently, if I'm reading this correctly.
See,
the Emperor tells Kylo that he made Snoke. On Exegol, there's even a tank with multiple Snoke bodies. The Rise of Skywalker book goes one step further, revealing Palpatine created Snoke specifically as a test for Kylo. You did well to destroy him, the Emperor says to Kylo. So Snoke was merely a stepping stone for Kylo's journey to the Sith throne, proving to Palpatine he had a worthy successor in Darth Vader's grandson.
it would be really cool if Kylo was a Sith on the Sith throne.
Yeah, but I
like
really
Ben
enjoy the
Solo.
character.
Yeah, I like that.
He's a very. I watched this interview with Robert De Niro, Shia LaBeouf, Adam Driver.
What the fuck is this cast? What the fuck?
It was a great.
I know, but like, what was it?
I'm blanking on a few names. Adam Sandler, and I think it's
Adam Sandler was in it too.
Yeah. Who's Forrest Gump again? Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, Tom
What
Hanks.
the fuck is this interview?
It's a great interview.
I know, but like, why?
And they're all on it together, and I watched it. It was an hour long. I don't know why I watched it.
Why were they all together? Is there a movie coming out? Because I kind of want to see this now with all
No,
those.
they just talk about, like, and Jamie Foxx is on it, too.
What the fuck?
They all talk about acting, and Adam Driver is so woke. I just love him. And he was so good in Star Wars, and Kylo is such a great character.
Adam!
But, so, what do you think about Snoke being a test?
See, that's something that I assumed from the beginning. Because I like it, but I hate it. The reason I like it is because, like, the whole thing it just comes together. It's like it's always been Palpatine, like, where the fuck was Snoke the whole time throughout all of the original trilogy? What the fuck is all this? So that makes sense to me. But at the same time, I'm like, it would have been really cool if he was his own character and you could learn more about him.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at this point it's acceptable and not a big issue.
No, it's not the big of an issue.
It doesn't, like, make me angry or anything.
No.
Like, when I was saying it on the podcast, I was, like, certain that I'd be angry if they did that.
But then I heard it, I was like, you know what? That's the thing, is that we'd like, man, this would suck. And then we actually hear about it, and then you think about how it would work in the continuity, and you're kind of like, that kind of makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah, now that they have it where Palpatine thrusted his mind using some Dark Force power he learned from Plagueis to a clone, and now secretly has been pulling all these strings, I think that's really cool.
Exactly. And people would probably be like, wow, that's stupid. If anybody says it's stupid, trust me, there's stupider stuff in the EU. So I think it's completely fine. There's like shit where like there's like 20 billion Palpatine clones or some shit, and he's been like jumping bodies over years. I don't know, man. It's stupid. But I think it's really cool that they did that. I enjoyed it. I'm hoping they'll continue and expand on it, though. Like, I want it in a movie, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? I want the J.J. Abrams cut. Where's the 3-hour cut of that movie?
Yeah. They need to expand. They just need to add so much to the sequels. There's so much there. Like, also, another cool thing that they could kind of put more in content, maybe make a game about it, is like the whole Ilum thing with Starkiller Base. Like, we really didn't get to see too much of Starkiller Base.
You only see it in fucking Jedi Fallen Order.
You see
Ilum,
Ilum in Fallen Order, and then you see Starkiller Base in Resistance TV show and in The Force Awakens.
Right.
Which I think it'd just be cool to see more, just because Ilum, for who I did it again, I'm sorry. Okay. For who doesn't know, it's just my thing, dude, when I fuck up my raspberry. For who don't know, Ilum was like a sacred Jedi planet.
Who don't know? Sorry.
Who don't know, y'all? My name? Never mind, I'm not gonna make that joke. It was a sacred Jedi planet that the Jedis went to get their Jedi crystals, which actually in the Ahsoka novel, she goes to Ilum to construct her white lightsabers, and she goes there and sees the Empire is fucking mining the crystals, which they are going to use they end up using them both for both Death Stars.
Right.
So she's like, fuck, I'm not sure if she gets crystals from there or she goes somewhere else to get the crystals, but so it's cool to see, like, Ahsoka went there to go get it, and then you see Cal Kestis goes there in Fallen Order. Pretty cool. And he sees, obviously, the Emperor's. The Empires.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, right.
It's really cool. At first, I didn't know. Like, I'm literally walking around the planet. I'm like, oh, this is just like an icy, like, Star Wars planet thing. And then all of a sudden, like, you get to this one part and you look out and you're like, huh, why is there just, like, this random mechanical trench? And then I realized, like, it hit me. I was like, holy shit, this is the beginning of Starkiller Base.
Yeah.
That was really cool, actually.
Yeah, that's really cool that they added that in to the game.
Fallen
Order is a great game. They're writing a second one, too, which I'm really excited about.
I need to look more into that, see what it's about. But... Ad break
time.
Accidentally went over. It's 46 minutes.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking slacking. I'm sorry. I'm fired. When we come back, it's only gonna be Frank. I promise. I'm sorry.
How it should be. Ad break.
Hey guys, it's your boys Mike and Frank here from the Half Past Sheev podcast. Just wanted to tell you guys about a nice little app called Anchor. Frank.
All right, guys. So have you ever wanted to make your own podcast but thought to yourself, oh, that's too hard, too difficult. Like, how am I going to get on platforms I only can put on YouTube? No one's going to watch it. Well, Anchor is your solution. Anchor has an easy recording process, easy editing. You can upload your own picture, change your name. You can change it whenever you want, add a bio. Extremely user-friendly. And the best part of it is it uploads it to every platform possible. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and literally like 10 different random podcast apps. And that's what you want. You want to be on every platform that you can get to get your podcast out. It's what we use, and it's literally the sole reason we have a podcast. We owe so much to Anchor, and it's fantastic.
Yep, and if you guys want to go ahead and make a podcast as well, go and download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started.
You can do it.
Thanks, guys. We're back from the ad break.
We're here to shoot the shit.
We are shooting
as Mike
the
just
shit.
Told me.
I haven't been fired yet. I'm getting a second chance. Our corporate member Frank has told us that
yeah.
I've been
He's been warned.
I've been warned, yes.
We could say that.
Yes.
Sure. Hey, Joe.
Hey, yo, Joey. Jesus Christ. Oh, shit. Fucking.
Actually, do you want to know something kind of cool?
What?
So I'm not going to release any details, but
The deets?
This is so nerdy.
Oh, shit. How nerdy are we talking? How nerdy?
Pretty nerdy.
Oh, fuck.
Basically, I'm taking this like comic book universe that I kind of created when I was younger. I've adapted
fucking
it
nerd. No,
so many times, and I'm trying to finalize it into a certain order. Like I have like a timeline with character bios and everything, and like all like the land.
We should
and
have
stuff.
Nicole draw it.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I just want to have the timeline down so one day I could actually like get a writer and tell them my ideas and have them write it. Because I'm no writer. I just come up with the ideas.
Tell Bella. Have Nicole draw it, Bella write it.
Possibly.
And then I just color it in and we'll be great.
We're good. All I'm saying is I thought of that and I worked on it a little bit last night. It's not really like a thing I do all the time. Every now and then when I'm bored, I'll just like write down the main character's name is Gianni.
Why? Mm-hmm. Interesting, Gianni. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that. It has a ring to it. It has an Italian ring to it. Gianni.
That's what he is. He's Italian.
Hey, Paulie, go get Gianni. I'm going to whack that guy, Joey.
His uncle is named Joey.
Oh, shit. Is it really? Mm-hmm. Is that why you remember it?
So basically, the superhero So basically, all my stuff takes so much inspiration from all the different content I've seen.
Well,
so
I feel like that's everybody.
Yeah, it's basically everything that I like mixed into something to make like my perfect story.
We have Batman with a lightsaber, and he uses.
There is no Star Wars into it, which I could totally add like some Star Wars aspect into it, but basically, his suit kind of takes like inspiration kind of from Iron Man, but not really, because originally his name was Honeycomb. I was like 6 when I made him.
Oh.
His name was Honeycomb, and he looked like a bee. He had like antennas, but he had like bee wings and stuff, and he was a superhero. But I adapted him to have. He still had the antennas. I kept the antennas for so long. He has like honeycomb looking eyes, like the bee eyes, like bug eyes, and he's like kind of like an Iron Man suit with wings. And it's this whole story that I could go into another day. But I finally have gotten rid of the antennas because he's no longer anything to do with a bee. But his headquarters is a lighthouse. Because he's like a bug. It's kind of cool.
I got it. Well, is he still named Honeycomb, though?
No, I'm not going to release his name because I don't want someone to steal it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually serious about this.
Sir Bugs a lot.
Yeah,
he's like, fuck, now I got to change it.
I don't know. Should I tell you?
Do it. Trademark it first.
I can't tell you.
Trademark it first.
I'll tell you off podcast. I can't tell you any of the story because it's so good and I've had it for so long. But I finally took away the bug ears, which is pretty interesting. Basically, his fucking uncle.
He's fucking his uncle. What?
His uncle dies, and then he inherits
his
his lighthouse and builds his superhero like hideout in there.
In the lighthouse.
Basically, his suit's from the future, and he has and there's like an alien.
You need to tell me this off.
There's an alien from the future that traveled back that's been stuck there, and that's his main villain. It's super cool.
Is his name Alien Man?
They have a whole species that I made up and stuff.
Oh shit! All right, you're really into this. All right, never mind.
Well, see,
we were just fucking around.
The thing was, I made this like simple hero and I drew the comics with my friends. We made like a little fake comic company and drew them when we were like in 4th grade or something, and then. Like one day I remember I was like in 7th grade or something and I was like, fuck it. And I was super into comics at this point. It was when the New 52 was like in its prime. And I just made like an actual like story all in my head really. I never really wrote any of it down.
Right.
So I made it like a kind of a serious thing, and now I'm actually going to make it a serious thing because it was still like young me making it, but now it's like
you're like, I'm here.
His name was Ryan for the longest time, and I'm sitting there at work like, why the fuck is his name Ryan? I don't like that name.
Maybe you like Ryan Reynolds. You're like, fuck Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know why. And he had like light brown hair. I'm like, why the fuck does he have brown? I'm gonna give him black hair. What the fuck?
You should have made him the most anime character to have fucking like pink hair. There's a joke in the anime community, and like the older animes are like, oh, can you spot out the main character? And it's fucking like regular people with like brown and black hair, and all of a sudden there's one dude with hot pink hair and fucking like drawings on his face. And you're like, I wonder who the main character is.
That reminds me of when I'm in my ebony armor with my fucking decked out weapons, and I just stroll through. You're like, oh, fucking...
you're just a traveler? Oh yeah, I'm just fucking wearing ancient Daedric fucking armor.
A bitch ass like fucking robber walks up to me in the middle of the woods trying to rob this fucking straight up vampire lord.
Fucking unit over here.
Like, I killed Harkin, motherfucker. Like, anyways,
this is why they need to change it to Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah,
they need to really kind of
they need to make it a little more interactive
with the world, right?
So like, if I kill Harkin and I become the vampire lord, I think that all the vampires in the game, it's like I'm kind of like the vampire king now, right?
I'm supposed to be technically.
Well, all the vampires. No. Oh, that's how it should be. Because in my story, that's my character.
Oh, excuse me.
So all the vampires should like bow down to you, kind of, or have some sort of respect to you. So if you run into a random ass vampire in like Falkreath or something, they should be like, "Oh fuck, it's you."
Right.
Like they should know, like, or like the legend. I think it'd be cool if like you do something and then you play the game for a while after doing it, and then you hear like kids like telling your tale or something.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. Or like the bard singing. Actually, I don't know if they did that in Skyrim, but I don't think they did.
No, or there's someone just talking about it. Like,
you haven't seen The Witcher, have you?
No.
Fuck, you need to watch that. It's
I
good.
do.
Episode 1.
I have a lot of stuff to. No. I'm gonna binge it one day. So okay, I don't want to just part it up.
But it's great.
Henry Cavill's so good. Yes. They wasted him so much in Batman v Superman.
Don't speak of that movie. Not again. His mother's name.
It's his mother's name. That was like the depressed imitation.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it today. I was talking with my dad about the best Batmans. He's like, yeah, George Clooney was dumb. I was like, he's okay. Val Kilmer was okay. He
was alright.
Michael Keaton, I was like, Michael Keaton was good first time, which he was. And then I'm like, Christian Bale is all-time best. But then I think about how Ben Affleck looked, and his suit was so cool. He took inspiration from The Dark Knight Returns that I showed you part one.
Part one. I need to watch part two still.
You do part two. So I watched a fight in it. I've said that Batman v Superman is, if you like that and you want a good version of that, watch this cartoon.
If you want what it should have been.
No, they literally take everything from it and put it into the Batman v Superman. It's like a lot of inspiration.
Well, all the Batman stuff, not like the actual Batman versus Superman aspect.
No. That is from the part two. That's what I'm telling you.
Superman? What?
I don't want to spoil it for you, but
okay, don't say anything. No, I actually want to see it, so don't say anything.
We should watch it.
We'll see, because it's fucking late after we had to troubleshoot this shit.
It is late. Fuck.
I have to work tomorrow. It's awful. This is my true work right here. It's my passion.
I know. I was super excited to record this episode. My vibes were low key killed. But then when I got cracked open this monster. Do I have any left? I got a sip. Delicious.
The energy is coursing through my veins. Oh, Jesus.
We were talking about how Bane in The Dark Knight Rises is so much better than the comic version where he like injects venom and he's
born in darkness. I'm horrible at it. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll stop talking about DC. That's been literally been the main topic for so long.
You mean episode 5 where we fucking broke down the whole thing? Go watch it. Yeah, we literally broke down all of fucking the DC.
It's a good breakdown. I think
it was a great break it down. It was very long.
I mean, episode 1 was all about Star Wars.
True. Listen, we have obviously some mainstays.
Have you been playing Battlefront at all?
No. I told you I've been playing Warzone, bro. I got no time for that.
I kind of stopped because I always get light side and I want to play as Rey. And we don't have her yellow lightsaber skin, which really pisses me off.
I don't think we're ever going to get that, to be honest.
Pisses me the fuck off.
We're probably going to end up getting Battlefield 3 for that.
Sucks ass. Her character is so fucking really trash. So I stopped playing. And now all I do on my TV is watch TV.
Well, if you think about it, though, what force powers does she ever use? Besides mine.
She can lift rocks.
Oh, fuck. Excuse me.
Excuse you. Damn right.
Should pick up some rocks and throw them at some people.
Damn right.
Fuck, you're right. Yeah, I might as well just quit
right
now.
You know how I love how this is off the topic of Star Wars, but I mean, I think we're wrapped up with Star Wars.
Yeah, we're wrapped with Star Wars. We had enough of that, I'm sure. We have plenty more to talk about in the future episodes.
I love how all these companies talk on this topic after I say my thoughts.
Okay.
I love how all the companies are like coming in clutch with people staying home and like giving free shit, like BJJ Fanatics. This guy that has all these like instructionals of famous jiu-jitsu guys, he's like, I'll give away one free video of mine, which is like a $70 video, and I just got one for free. He's like, yeah, since you can't practice at your gym, you can practice at home now, which is cool. Like how you sent that thing about Comcast is giving away like free cable and whatnot.
Well, yeah, because to like lower incomes, they're giving out free internet and shit.
Yeah.
Because obviously people who are going and now working from home probably need that. And they also upped your data cap. Well, not upped it, completely limited it. So you know how your dad's just like, hey, we need to fucking turn off the Wi-Fi because we're at our cap?
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen now for the next 60 days at least.
See, that's clutch. I feel like all companies need to do that.
Yeah. To be honest, the Wi-Fi has been working pretty good now, and I feel like that's the whole reason I'm having issues. Because now upstairs, I'm completely fine.
But the saint of the company, Pornhub, made premium free in Italy.
Oh!
Can you believe that? And all the memes are like, you know what? I'm somewhat of an Italian myself. It shows all the people with the VPN, like relocators or whatever, like where they're just going to Italy and getting free premium.
That's great. Holy shit.
So hopefully our country goes into lockdown, because I will not be leaving the house.
Well, enough places are fucking closing down.
Yeah.
Like I said, Apple I'm pretty sure closed down.
Gatherings of 250 people plus is forbidden, I think. And all the schools are shut down to 250.
Yeah, the movie theater.
So our meet and greet is canceled.
Fuck! I know a lot of movie theaters are shut down. AMC is open still, but only 50%.
I can't go see Birds of Prey a second time.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. No.
I thought about it again, and I still like that movie.
I thought about it again, and I was like, wow. I kind of was a little harsh to it, but I still hate it.
I loved it.
But they're only letting 50% of the people in. So, like, they're only going to have half the theater, and they're going to space out the chairs and shit. So that's what
I would
AMC's
just
doing.
not go to the movies.
Yeah, I just probably wouldn't go. Unless, like, it's... Nah, I just probably wouldn't go.
The amount of movies we have at our fingertips already through Netflix.
Listen, Frozen 2, Disney's moving up 3 months. Instead of putting it on Disney Plus in 3 months, they're putting it on tomorrow. Watch that shit.
See, that is beautiful that they're doing this. Like, I'm so glad that they're going to add Rise of Skywalker. Dude, if they cancel my work, I'm going to spend all my time binging Comic Historian and getting my knowledge up with DC Comics. I'm going to binge the Clone Wars, Rebels, and Resistance.
This motherfucker's going to culture himself.
Yeah. You know, I am quite... I feel like I'm not, like, a smart individual, per se, where I, like, don't know... Like, I just said per se. I don't even think I know what per se means.
Per se.
Yeah. But I'm not like, a book-smart person, but I don't know, I can take in information different way, and I am a seeker of knowledge. I don't know, dude.
As long as you try to better yourself, you're good.
Yeah, I'm all about bettering myself every day, but I keep saying but a lot. You know how many times you say but Try and go a day not saying but and
I don't think I can. I would literally, like, if we were to take a shot every time we said but or I'm pretty sure we'd be dead.
That will be our finale, like, thing, like saying but or we
We're
just
playing
like,
one
hey,
episode, a
just
random ass
wasted.
episode. We'll let the people vote what episode, and we'll fucking just drink every time we hear but. So every time we say but, we'll just take a shot.
Every time I see your ass crack in the mirror,
shut up, bro. I don't realize this chair's comfy and it's see-through. It's not my fault.
But
2 shots right there. Well, we're fucked already, dude.
Well, fuck. This is really hard. Now
that you said it,
it gets even worse now that I said it.
I can't even get it out of my head now. I don't remember what we were talking about.
I can't talk now. This is really hard. Okay, I'm just gonna go. But DC.
Oh wow, that was awful. That was an awful sound.
I'm just a seeker of knowledge, and I want to understand it because I like to know what I'm talking about. Also, they're switching writers in the Batman comics, and the writer's actually good. So I'm excited.
Shit. Okay.
I don't know how we got here.
We were just shooting the shit. No, we went from
Fuck,
shut up! God damn it! You're getting stuck in my head. We went from.
We wish you a merry. Dude, I found this
from AMC. I think. I'm talking about
AMC.
Corona things being shut down, motherfucker. But you found what now?
Yeah. I found this guy that makes, like, Batman animated series, and you know how much I like that, like, drawing style. He makes the, like...
Oh, you showed me the
He makes
Joker
a conversion of comics and stuff.
Right.
But he also sells T-shirts. Oh, boy, I'm going to be getting so many of those T-shirts. He makes, like, posters and stuff. It's really smart. I mean, that's really smart of him.
That is really cool.
But,
Oh, shit, now you're just going to keep doing that. God damn it. Motherfucker. There's just so many things shut down, dude. Or so many things canceled. The biggest thing that bothers me is the cancellations. It really doesn't bother me. It's just sad.
Well, all movies and stuff are probably... All the movie productions are probably shut down because, like I said, 250 people plus. And think about how many movies are at, like...
Shit, hell
yeah.
They have... if people don't know already, everything Disney Plus is basically fucking canceled. At least for now. But postponed.
So that,
Obi-Wan,
I assume, includes all the Marvel shows.
Every single Marvel show. WandaVision, Loki.
Why?
I think Falcon Winter Soldier as well, probably. Because WandaVision was supposed to go... Oh, Mandalorian, I didn't think about that. Holy shit, no!
If I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure they released a teaser for Mandalorian Season 2.
Did they?
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
Here, I'll look it up on my phone.
You keep look that shit up.
You keep shooting.
But they've canceled literally everything that I care about. I mean, again, it's mostly just all the Disney Plus TV shows, but they also, in the vein of Batman, they postponed the movie for 2 weeks. Only for 2 weeks, so that's the weird thing, is that they're canceling things, but for like a week. I'm like, what's the point? Like, it's going to still be going on after that week.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah. E3 is canceled. That was a big thing.
Oh my god, are you kidding? Wait, when the fuck is E3? I thought it was...
June.
It's canceled already?
Yeah, I think so. Usually in June, unless they moved it up. But
no, it's usually in June.
Yeah.
That's why I asked when it was fucking...
Good thing is that Microsoft is like, yeah, we're going to make our own digital event, so at least they're still doing something.
Is Bethesda doing anything? Because that's all I care about.
No, I don't know. I hope so.
And last year, they basically cock-teased the shit out of us.
Yeah,
they just took like an old Skyrim photo and slapped an Elder Scrolls 6 on it.
That's all they needed. We ate the shit up.
Yeah. I did eat that shit up. I need to watch Game of Thrones. His shirt says, I drink and I know things. Tyrion Lannister.
Oh yeah,
Is
and
that
it's
you say his
green.
name, Tyrion?
Tyrion.
Tyrion.
Yeah, and it's green for St. Patrick's Day, which is coming up on Tuesday.
It doesn't even feel like St. Patrick's Day.
It does not,
In
because we're not
Chicago,
drinking Green River.
Yeah, no
they
Green
canceled
River.
the parade too.
I was gonna go to the parade today, and they dye the river, the Chicago River.
Yeah, that's why
they
it's
dye.
Green River. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, and I see people on Snapchat, Zoomer, they're like, we fuck the coronavirus. We go downtown anyways. I'm like, you are the stupidest fuck on the planet.
You go ahead and you get sick.
Oh, honey, you fucked up. They're all
Dude.
like dead in quarantine.
That's the thing. So so Apple closed, right? They're basically like, yeah, we want to make sure our customers and our employees are safe. It's like, well, now your customers are going to come to Best Buy anyways, and now anybody who's sick, instead of coming to you guys, are not going to come to me, and I'm going to be fucked. They literally have a new thing at work. They're like, oh, you need to wear gloves, and you need to wash all of the products before they come into like Geek Squad.
True.
I'm like, that's cool, but also I have to spend the time now to clean every single device that comes into the Geek Squad.
Yes.
So
I have to do
it's
something
extra
similar.
there. Do you really?
Well, I have to wear gloves and all this hand sanitizer and wipes. And
I literally have like 20 bottles of hand sanitizer all around me. I use Clorox wipes like every day. I don't even know how we have them because everything's fucking out of stock of Clorox wipes.
I have a procedure when I get back in the truck. I put hand sanitizer on my hands. Then I wipe everything down and put hand sanitizer again because I could have compromised my hands again. And then I wipe it all down again and do hand sanitizer again.
Jesus Christ, you're draining the shit out of your hands. Holy fuck.
I don't care.
I just want to make sure I don't have corona. It's the worst because
I use plenty of lotion on my hands, trust me.
Lefty and a righty. I got a paper cut literally today before I started hand sanitizing for the rest of the day, and it fucking burned.
I have blisters all over my hands.
Yeah, but they're not open.
They open, Michael. Trust me, they open.
Why would you do that?
I work out with kettlebells, which literally will callus your hands in a week, and I also do pull-ups on the 2x4s of the. Would you call that the foundation? What is that? Like there's an unfinished ceiling in the washer and drying, the washing and drying laundry room. Excuse me, I'm mentally challenged because we're proper.
Verbally challenged.
I'm challenged in all forms.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. And I do pull-ups on just a raw 2x4. So
raw 2x4.
That bad boy calluses your hands up, and I rip.
That's fucking movie moment right there. That's
I rip them bad boys open all the time. You know what I found, and I know you don't really find this interesting, but I just started stretching. This is so stupid. I started stretching before and after I work out, and I'm like not sore anymore.
That's like all you need to do is just stretch before and after.
I guess because I'm reading
Stretching
this personal
key.
trainer book, and I read about a bunch of stuff, and I'm just training a lot smarter. So
Right.
Kind of making me nervous having to go and assess people. That's kind of hard.
I know. I mean, you were training us for a while, and that kind of worked.
I was
we just
doing
need to
it
get back into
retarded
it.
compared to what I've read.
Really? Well, maybe we
So
should start it up.
Well, I
have a lot of pounds to be shaving off.
Yeah, I told you guys once I'm get like the certification, you guys will be like my practice people.
I'm down. We'll be the project. We'll be the experiment.
Yeah, so we'll see what the
hopefully
fuck
a successful one because I need to lose.
Well, because I have all these different details of all aspects, and now I kind of know like the basics of a good diet.
Right.
And it's basically this is the most basic diet you can do if you want to lose weight.
Right.
And
You
it's
want popcorn, chocolate. No.
Yeah, semen.
Lots of protein in here.
So you're gonna. I know this has nothing to do with our audience, but just stick with us.
Hey, maybe they want to know a good diet, motherfucker.
Yeah,
you don't know that.
Yeah, get off your couch. You gotta exercise like 30 minutes.
Listen to this podcast while you're exercising.
Yeah, that's perfect. So the most simple way is to calorie count, and what I mean by that is you're gonna burn more calories than you consume.
Right.
So that's easiest, but also you're gonna eat good whole food. So you're not gonna eat processed foods. You're not gonna eat like shitty sodas.
So you don't want to eat fries and McDonald's.
You're just gonna eat like good food, which you can make good food really good tasting. You just gotta learn how to cook, which one day I will do. That's a goal.
You really don't. Realistically, you really don't need it. Like people are like, I don't know how to cook. You literally just look up something, and it literally explains exactly how to fucking make it. Just do it.
You can make simple things, and you can make hard things if you want to endeavor.
Put an egg in the microwave, heat it up, fucking scramble it about.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Absolutely.
That's fucking
Throw
gross
some
and
mustard
dried
on
out.
it.
Ew.
But and then another thing.
Eggs and mustard sound fucking awful.
Some people like that, like a deviled egg or something.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
I think
true.
that's mustard.
But I don't know if it's mustard, but I think it's
some,
I think it's a
some
mixture
weird
of
ass
mustard
thing
and
like
shit.
relish or something.
Right, it's like mustard and relish and shit. No, you're right.
But if you combine the burning more calories than you consume with the whole foods, and then you add a little bit of fasting every now and then, you're good to go. Get some good exercise going.
I basically accidentally fast like every day because I don't eat like at work at all.
And then you go eat 6 al pastor tacos.
Exactly.
So. But yeah, that's just a little fun fact.
Little dietary fact. Thank you, sir. I'll take that into mind.
Yeah, honestly, if you want to start working out, losing weight, I would just start working out first.
I know. I mean, at the very least, I feel like I should run.
No, fuck that. Fuck running.
But like, I like running. Don't judge me, motherfucker. What else am I supposed to do?
I'm not going to go in on this, but there's a whole thing.
All right.
Sleep.
We're going to have a dietary podcast episode where it's just about fucking Frank telling you how to personal train.
Basically, by the end, end of 2021, Mike is going to be a new formed man.
Oh, shit. All right. I'm taking that as a promise, sir.
He's going to be... Do you care about saying your weight right now? Or?
Nah, I don't care. I don't even fucking know how heavy I am. I know I'm like 260 or some shit.
Okay, so 200 is kind of unrealistic. That's a lot of pounds. I mean, I don't know. I've never helped someone do a weight loss journey before.
I feel like if I'm like dedicated, which
230?
I will be, getting 200 would be a very large goal for me. Yeah. I would like to do that. I would actually like to do less than that.
I weigh 180, so. Okay, which is super heavy for me. I came back to jiu-jitsu being 165 and like, thick boy.
Oh, shit.
Because, I mean, when you roll with someone, you feel how heavy they are. And they're like, thick boy over
damn,
here.
You were thick.
Yeah.
It's because you had some lazy days from being sick in your shoulder and shit.
Yeah.
God. Well, I think we should start reviewing our movies.
I'm just looking at the Super Smash Bros. And I would really want them to make that fucking movie.
A Super Smash Bros. movie? That would be cool.
I was talking about that.
We did talk about that. Because it was Sonic and Pikachu, right? Those are the two.
Well, they have Detective Pikachu and they have Sonic. So they could just make a Kirby movie. Who else? They need to make a Zelda movie.
That would be cool. They just need to keep the same Mario movie. Have you ever seen the old Mario movie?
How old is it?
It's fucking, I think it's like 90, something in the 90s.
No, they can't keep that then.
I know, I was fucking joking. It's awful. It's an awful movie. I hope they don't.
They could totally make a really good Mario movie now.
You know the guy who plays Sid the Sloth in Ice Age?
Just stop talking.
He's Luigi.
Just stop talking.
He is Luigi.
Do you want to get into the movie reviews?
Yes, I'm sorry. It was just... We need to watch that. I feel like it's the room of video game movies.
Wow, really? Like the Mortal Kombat movie?
Oh my god. We need to watch both of those. I need to rewatch them. Like, we need to rewatch Spawn. Remember, we were like, wow,
I was just about to bring that up. We got Spawn right here. Spawn is a fantastic comic book character. And I remember loving the movie. Yeah.
I think they might still be.
I think they might be.
Shit, yeah, I think
But
oh shit, 2 shots.
Me and him were both like, Spawn is such a good movie. We watched it as a kid. We put it back on. It's just like instant 2000 CGI. We're just like, oh.
The intro and they're firing like, and
it's like, what the fuck is this? Jesus Christ.
Oh wait, that's the guy who plays the clown. That's the guy who plays Luigi. Same guy. He plays Sid the Sloth.
I feel like he's more like a Waluigi.
Well, he looks fatter in that, but he's actually really skinny.
Oh, okay, cool. Question.
Answer.
So, in Super Smash Bros.
Yes, sir.
Is there Waluigi in that?
I have actually no idea where the fuck Waluigi came from. I've never seen Waluigi or Wario in a Super Smash Bros. Game. Maybe I'm not cultured. Maybe I haven't played them all enough. Mm-hmm. But I've never seen any of them in any of the Super Smash Bros. Games that I've played.
There's Waluigi and Wario. Right?
Yes, Waluigi's basically Luigi. Wario's basically Mario.
Which I think is super cool.
Wah! Waluigi. Wah!
Waluigi.
Wah! Wah! I think that is pretty cool. It's interesting because I know they need to have them in Smash. It'd be great. I mean, they have Wario. They don't have Waluigi, though.
We need to get this fuck off the set and actually... Oh, the game's not even in here.
The game's not even there. We need to play it, though. It's upstairs.
That's what I'm saying.
We need to fucking play it. Let's play of Super Smash Bros. Here it comes. Half Past Sheev Gaming.
Yes.
But your movie, sir?
So you want me to go first?
Oh, absolutely. I want you to go first.
Are you sure? I get a big review.
You're right. Okay, I have a little review anyways.
I think you should go first.
I'm going to start this off. The movie corner. I don't know what the fuck we're calling it.
Movie corner.
Are we doing it for
No.
We have culture corners.
Yeah, we have culture corner. This is our movie segment of the movie of the week segment.
Sure. Okay.
Movie of the week segment. Part 3.
MWS.
We technically did 2 where we did the Joker.
2 I don't even know anymore.
And the Room, but like we
like,
did it together and it wasn't like
it was different.
It wasn't like
different.
Yeah.
We were still getting the groove.
Yeah.
The movie I decided to review because I didn't really watch anything too new. The only one that I can think of that was new that I will tell you off the bat, I actually enjoyed it. I think it wasn't anything like super spectacular, I will say, but it's definitely an enjoyable watch. Was I believe it's called Code 8. So if you watched Arrow at all, Stephen Amell, I think.
I don't fucking know. You got that.
I always call him Stephen Amell. I think it's Amell or Amell.
Yeah, main character.
He and his cousin Robbie Amell as well. Yeah, made a movie.
Isn't he Arsenal in?
Is he? I don't know. I've never watched.
I think I'm being.
I have, but like I haven't watched all.
He's
of it.
not Arsenal.
No, that's a completely different guy. No, I know who you're talking about. That's not him. No.
I don't like that actor at all.
Who, Robbie or
Arsenal?
Oh yeah, I know. I hate that guy. That guy's awful. Jesus. Oh God, I don't even think of
those
him.
DC
He's in something else
shows
too. He's in Teen Wolf. He's a fucking bullying Teen Wolf.
Yeah, he's a scum with the Porsche and Teen Wolf. Fuck, I actually like Teen Wolf.
I haven't watched that at all.
I like there's a whole idea where the werewolves have different color eyes, determining.
Alpha and
the
like
betas are all yellow, and then the alphas are red, and I guess
Omega is like blue or some shit, isn't it?
No, Omega, I'm pretty sure is a wolf without a pack or something, and I think that they're still yellow.
I thought it was blue. Something was blue. There's something about blue.
I think a blue one is like a different form of an alpha or something. Because of course, nothing can ever just go with like a nice formula, you know. Like I always like in the comics, Gotham can never just have a set in stone map. So I can like know where they're going around. Like there's just like new places all the time, which is whatever. And, like there's just never like
20 different.
Like in my comic universe, I'm gonna have a set in stone map. Everything's gonna have just nice like categorized. Yeah, like Lord of the Rings has a map. I like that. Like Skyrim, so I can like
Game of Thrones. Westeros has its own map.
Indeed,
really cool actually. But anyways, Stephen Amell, Robbie Amell, they made a movie. They actually made a short film or kind of like a teaser thing. I don't know. It wasn't going to be a movie in the first place.
Oh yeah, I heard about
You saw
this.
that?
Yeah. I haven't seen that.
So they had like a little short film that when I watched it like years ago, I was like, oh, that was kind of interesting. It was kind of cool. And then eventually they were like, oh, here's the trailer. Like we're actually going to make this a whole movie. And then they actually made it a whole fucking movie. And I will say I liked it. It was very interesting. So it's basically, I'm going to kind of go spoilery before I do that. If anybody doesn't want to get spoiled, I would recommend the movie. It's a decent watch. I would watch it if you're looking for something new to watch. But I'm gonna go into spoiler shit, so you could skip probably like 5 minutes or some shit. I don't know, who knows. Basically, the whole thing is this dude. So Robbie Amell
clicks off.
Yeah, right. Immediately fucking clicks out of it. It's basically about superheroes, or not superheroes, but superpowered people, and it's like that's like integrated into society, and they just kind of randomly popped up, and they kind of helped society in the beginning, but then people started like hating them basically, and they started making like machines, and they're replacing them with like machines and jobs, and they made like this like whole like police corps that's like just to watch for superpowered people. So they're basically like oppressed people at this point. That's probably like a whole kind of political commentary about like, or societal, whatever you want to call that, commentary about like race and stuff, I'm sure is the underlying thing about that. But either way, it's shown through as superpowered people. So the whole thing is like they're trying to find jobs.
No one could just make a fucking movie.
I know. Well, no, like I took that as them saying that. Maybe they weren't trying to say that, but that's what it seemed like. Because it's like they're like unregistered people, so like immigrants almost. Like they're like, oh, you're unregistered power, shit like that. But either way, they're
kind of like My Hero Academia.
No, that's completely different though. Like this is like My Hero Academia is like they're superhero. They're literally like it's a superhero job, and like powers are most of the people. This is the opposite, where powers aren't as most of the people. And they're more of oppressed than the people without powers in My Hero are more of the ones that are like looked down upon.
So it's basically like how white people look down upon black people because they're stronger and faster than them.
I guess. I guess that would kind of work like that. But
that's why Plagueis doesn't like Sheev, because Sheev's hung like a horse.
Exactly.
And Plagueis is a tiny pea pod.
Tiny pea pod. That's perfect. That's a perfect way to explain it. But so basically the whole superpower thing there, he's trying to look for a job, trying to get money because his mom's sick, basically is the whole premise. She has like superpowers. It's like a superpower sickness or some shit, and they're poor because he can't find a job because of, he's a superpowered person, basically. So
Does she have corona? Was she tested?
oh shit, you might be right. I've never seen somebody with corona, but when I look at her, I was like, she fucking got
You
corona.
might have gotten it through the TV. So now that means everyone listening to it has it, and you all have to subscribe now.
If you want to live, our only antidote is the subscribe button.
And the bell.
Ring the bell as well.
It'll ensure your life.
Indeed. So that's the whole kind of premise of that. What drives the story, so to speak.
Okay.
So the main character, he's a strong. What they have like electrics, like they
Strong,
call them like
independent
electrics and
male.
shit. Exactly. But they call them like electrics and like
Electrics.
pyrotechnics and shit. Like
He's like an electrician.
well, like he could basically be an electrician because electricity doesn't bother him like at all. Like his power is electricity. So eventually they're like, oh.
So his power is being immune to electricity, or being able to use it while also being
both, basically. It's interesting. So they kind of go around.
This
so
is Stephen Amell.
Robbie Amell actually is the main
Amell.
character. Stephen Amell is kind of secondary.
Does he have powers?
He does. He's a telekinesis, basically. Like he can fucking pull shit and stuff like that.
Ooh, that's badass.
It's pretty
like
cool.
mind shit.
Yeah. And there's another guy who's like the main antagonist, and he could read minds.
Remind me, after the movie review, I have one little question thing I want to talk about, and then
I'll try to
whatever.
remember. But anyway, so basically, again, he's waiting for jobs. Like, they go to this little hangout spot, like him and the other power people who are unregistered, who can't work. So they're just waiting. Like, this is kind of like the spot people
They're all hanging outside of Home Depot waiting to get
I guess
picked up.
kind of like that. And like they wait for people to come by. So this other guy comes out, which is Stephen Amell's character, and he's like, "I'm looking for an electric." And then everybody's like, the guy's friend, Robbie Amell's character, is like, "You don't want to hang with that crowd. They do some shady ass shit." And then he's just like, "But I need money."
True.
So he goes up there. He's like,
Desperate
"I'm an electric."
times.
Exactly. But it's cool because he drives up. He's like, "I need an electric class 2 at least." And you're like, "Oh, what the fuck do classes mean? Like class 2?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll go." And then he goes up and he fucking like fries this whole fence and shit. And it's interesting. But basically, at the end of it, he's basically like a fucking class 5 or some shit, like super fucking powerful electric dude. But overall, that's kind of
really
the setup of the story.
Use
there.
labels? Are you fucking kidding
Yeah, I know,
me?
right? Are you kidding me? In 2020, actually, I don't even know when this came out. I think it came out like last year, probably.
Okay.
It might have came out this year.
Yeah, definitely did not come out this year if you saw it on DVD.
I don't think so. But that's kind of the overall setup of the story, and then after that, it kind of spirals because he's used to being the good guy.
So, like, is there a villain?
That's what I'm saying. The villain. Oh, sorry, I kind of talked about him. He's a like mind controlling fucking person. Oh shit! Wait, that's the whole nother premise of the movie. There's this whole thing called psych. So that's another thing. So psych is a drug, basically, and that's what Stephen Amell character is actually moving. And like that's the main antagonist's goal is this thing called psych, and there's like the cops who are trying to stop it. But psych is literally made from the spinal fluid of powered people, which is kind of fucked up. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
That's cool.
It's cool, but it's kind of like fuck.
Dude, that reminds me of a comic, but continue.
Is that from?
Yeah, I'm jumping in too much on it.
That's fine. That's fine. But that's kind of what drives the antagonist is they're just trying to fucking make a buttload of money, and these other people that they gain money from are like, "Where the fuck is my money?" And the cops keep taking their drugs so they can't get the money back. So
I hate that when that happens.
I know,
Fuck.
right? Right? I'm like, shit.
Taking my psych.
Exactly. So that's
Psych.
so that's kind of the overall
Give me your
premise.
psych.
Give me your psych, bitch. Psych. So that's the overall premise. It's again, it's simple premise, so to speak. It's not like anything revolutionary, but overall, I think I'd give it probably a B. I think I'd give it a B. I'd say good, a solid effort, not essential viewing, but worth seeing. I think I'd give it a B.
That's fair.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a B.
It sounds interesting. I'm interested.
Yeah,
I kind of want to check it out.
Okay. Check it out. Bella watched it with me.
Does she
enjoyed it.
own it, or is it from the library?
Oh, she owns it. She bought it because I think she had to buy it digitally on Amazon.
Of course she did.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what she does? The inner machinations of her mind are an enigma.
Facts.
Big facts.
Big facts. It sounds good. So you gave it a B.
Yeah, I give it a B.
Interesting.
I give it a B. Good watch.
So
Not essential
Stephen
again, but
Amell and his brother,
cousin, yeah,
co-wrote it together.
I think they co-produced. Like, I'm pretty sure they did everything basically. Like they first thought of it,
so
produced
cool.
it, wrote it. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure they had other people do it as well. I haven't looked into it too much, but I remember they did like most of it in the beginning.
What other powers did you see in the movie?
There was a lady who could literally just grab things and fucking turn it into lava, basically.
That's such a dumbass power.
Not lava, but like she basically just superheated it where everything would just melt.
Oh, so she was like hot hands.
Yeah, basically. Like she literally just go up to like she went because the robot. I was telling about the robot police are like some crazy like fucking things that only go after powers. Basically,
right.
She would literally just go up to its neck, just grab it, and then just like melt it. Basically,
geez.
It's kind of cool. There's another guy who's fucking super strong.
Magma Man from SpongeBob when Squidward had the volcano head.
Krakatoa! Is that what he says? Or Tubby? Something like that.
Something like that.
Let me see me touch that rock. Let me see me do it again. And then super strength, mind reading, and then healing. There was somebody who could like heal, which is a whole.
That's a badass power. Yeah,
but the thing is, this is a big twist at the end. Not really a twist, but like a big part of it is that like the main character kind of like starts liking her and feels bad for her and shit because she's basically a drug addict that's like attached to the main antagonist. That's the only reason she stays with him is because like he's giving her more drugs, but like she's also healing him, and that's why like he's been surviving so long. Because she keeps healing him. It seems like he has like asthma or some shit, and she's healing him. And over the time, you're like, why the fuck is she coughing? And it turns out the way she heals is she's taking away the issues from the person.
Wow.
So like I said, the main character gets a cut, she heals the cut, and then he's like, oh my god, you're a healer, and that's how he finds out. And then later on he's like, I'm gonna take you and heal my mom, basically. And she's like, no, don't do it, because he like makes a deal and turns into like the bad guy at that point, kind of. Again, you have to watch it. It's interesting. But then he goes and like tries to make her heal the mom, and then she shows him the cut that like he had that's now on her, and he realizes he's like, I don't care, I'm taking you anyways. I won't tell you how it happens, but
that selfish bitch. This movie is giving me Heroes vibes. Have you ever seen that TV show?
Me and Bella started it. I have not finished it.
It's so fucking good. This character, I think his name's Hero.
The one who can stop time.
Oh my
god, the Japanese guy who goes.
He's so bad. That's a great TV show. If you've never seen Heroes, check it out. Honestly,
I want to finish it.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
I think I only watched the first season.
But let me dive into my movie review. God knows we're fucking going on long, right?
Oh, yeah. We had 38 minutes of this second part, boy.
Oh, fuck, man. Jesus.
Don't forget the question, though.
Yeah. Okay, that's what we'll conclude the podcast with.
I like it.
Stick with us, kids. So...
How do you know they're kids?
I love you. So the movie I'm reviewing this week is called Midsommar. If you haven't heard about it, well, then you're
in for a treat. Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, you're absolutely in for a treat.
I just want to say before you say anything, I walked in on one scene of this movie. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah,
that's all I want to say.
Yeah. I was watching with my sister. So this movie is made by A24, which is they're fantastic. They've made other movies like that new movie Lighthouse that came out. Did you ever see that? Yeah, they made that. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard interesting things about it. There's also a movie, It Comes Out at Night. I saw it. I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix. It's honestly, if you want to know what's going to happen if the coronavirus becomes like mainstream and starts killing people and gets in the air everywhere, this movie is basically what happens. Like, were you there with us? I
fucking saw it. Yeah, I watched it with you guys. Yeah,
you were at my cousin's house.
Yeah,
were you there?
Yeah. You guys, they were in the cabin, right?
Yeah, A24 made that.
Actually, you ever seen the show Containment?
No.
Bella would love you to watch it with her. That's basically what would happen because they quarantine the whole city and shit.
That's so scary.
And then like people like try to escape and they shoot them and shit because they don't want it to like spread. It's interesting. But the funny thing that really reminds me of it nowadays is because they say stay 6 feet apart from each other. Like CDC says that, and in the show they go 4 to 6 feet apart. Like that's the whole thing. I know. Sorry, continue that.
That was a good movie, though, right? I would. Definitely,
for sure.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Go check it out.
I will say the ending was a little kind of like
it's
abrupt,
just a great suspenseful watch.
Yeah, maybe there's just something I wasn't thinking of deeply.
No,
I
100% agree. But they also made the fantastic movie, my favorite horror movie, Hereditary.
That is a really
fantastic horror movie.
Fucking weird, but really good.
So Midsommar was written by and directed by a man named Ari Aster. I think I pronounced his name.
I don't care, but that's a great name.
He also wrote and directed Hereditary.
Originals? Sorry, I continue.
He also wrote and directed Hereditary.
Oh, then I know him
and Midsommar. So those are two juggernauts of movies. So
in the A24 horror.
Yeah, he makes really interesting horror movies because this movie is actually a folk horror movie, kind of.
Okay.
Because it's not like a generic horror movie. But basically, at this point, it's going to be full spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen this movie and you're on the fence about seeing it, all I'm going to tell you is go fucking watch it right now. Okay. Either stop this podcast and watch it, or fast forward past this, because do not spoil this movie. If you are going in to spoil this, because sometimes I spoil things and it makes me want to see it more.
I will say, yeah, I'm like that as well.
Yeah,
but
like,
then I also feel upset. I'm like, fuck, why did I read that?
Yeah, because some of the reveals in this movie are fucking just mind-boggling. So basically, it starts off with this girl. Her name's Danny, and she has this boyfriend, and her boyfriend's a fucking asshole. I'm not going to go too much in about him because he's not the main story, but he's a fucking scum. He's basically like complaining to his friends. He's like, oh, she's so like needy and too annoying. Like he's like, they're like, break up with her. Long story short, her family ends up dying. Her little sister gasses herself, takes the exhaust from the car tubes, straps it to her mouth, and straps it to her parents' mouth while they're sleeping, kills them three.
The little sister does this?
Yeah, she's not little. She's younger than her.
Right,
but she's
just
not
younger.
Like little.
Okay.
But so she basically committed suicide and killed her parents. So I don't know what the fuck that's about. But
that's bogus. Why didn't she kill her too?
I mean, like. I guess I didn't say this. She doesn't live with them. She's
okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, so she's not with them. I'm pretty sure they're in like different states.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, or that's kind of bogus. Like, fuck you, I'm taking mom and dad with me or some shit like that. You know?
Yeah, but then now basically the boyfriend has to stay with her because her family just died. Now he's just like uncomfortable.
Right.
Well, it eventually gets to where he and his friends that don't like her were planning a trip to go to Sweden to their friend Pelle, who is in this group, hometown in Sweden. He's from this little village in Sweden. And she finds out, and she's like, oh, I wish you told me about it, and kind of awkwardly, like, gets invited. No, she doesn't invite herself, but he like feels like he has to invite her.
Well, I feel like that's kind of inviting yourself, where you're just kind of like,
yeah, but she is the victim of this. He's the dick face.
Right,
so,
I guess that's true.
Yeah, he's the cock muzzler. But
muzzler.
Yes, that's the only way to explain him. I fucking hate him. Me and Isabella were just like fucking hate him. But so basically they end up going, and Pelle's like weird. He's kind of like, I'm so glad you're coming, and they get there, and so first off, you're in Sweden, which is already weird enough that you're in Sweden, right? Like it's a whole. It's cool.
I've actually never been to Sweden. I'm totally joking.
It's a whole PewDiePie.
Oh yeah, he's Swedish.
He's Swedish. Just get some meatballs. The meatball.
Swedish meatballs, bro. IKEA.
There's just IKEAs everywhere. That's what Sweden is. But
it's just one giant IKEA.
So you're in foreign land, which is already weird enough,
right?
Right. And then you end up going into a tiny village in the middle of nowhere, which is already weird enough regardless. If you're in America and you do that, that's weird. If you're in foreign
like Alexandria, Missouri.
No, it's weirder than that. Oh, it's weirder than that. It's not like spooky, but it's like weird. It's super weird, and people are nice, but then they end up taking mushrooms, which she actually like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I want to settle in. And then the boyfriend's like, oh, well, then I won't do it then. And then everyone's like, what the fuck, man? And then she gets peer pressured into doing it. And she's like tripping balls and like seeing the grass through her hands and stuff. And I don't know, that must have been super uncomfortable. She freaks out, whatever. That is beyond the point. So basically they're there for the celebration that happens every 90 years.
Okay.
So it's like this weird thing. The people are very weird. And there's this weird thing going on with, I think it's Pelle's sister, is like taking interest in her boyfriend, and she's like being really creepy, and she like they cook the food for everyone, and he's eating his, and he like finds some of her pubic hair in his food. Ew. Yeah, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
fucking Amish, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, they're like kind of like Amish people. So then it leads to this scene where they're all standing down on the bottom, and there's this big mountain up here, and they're like, what the fuck is happening? Everyone's like looking up at them, and it's like this ceremony, and these old people slit their hands and put the blood on the rock, and they stand up and they're on top of this giant like mountain thing, and they're just standing there, and they just jump off, and the first lady, she's old, they're like 70, smashes her face in. It's very very visual and
like
graphic.
Shows everything.
Oh my god, it's disgusting.
Oh fuck.
Smashes her face and she's dead, just like laying there. Everyone's just like freaking out because some people brought Americans because they're supposed to bring Americans into their little thing. I'll explain later why.
Okay.
So that motherfucker just jumped off head first and killed himself. Well, fucking big brain over here jumps leg first, cracks his legs, goes up his body. He's like, ooh, like still alive. Dude, this guy comes out of the back with a sledgehammer and just smashes his head in, and then everyone's just like, "What the fuck is that?" Except the people that are
He's
from
like,
the
"We got a live one here, Jimothy." He's like,
"That is basically
yes,
what happened."
sir.
That's
the fucking sledgehammer.
Dude, that is basically what happens. And then they calm them all down. They're like, "Oh, this is a ceremony. They're honored to do this." Basically, in their culture,
I would not be fucking calmed down by any of that.
No, I know. I don't know what's wrong with them, but.
They're like, oh, seems legit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's this one guy that left because he didn't want to leave. He was like trying to leave, and they killed him, basically.
Shit.
And so they're like, no, they're honored to do this. Once you reach a certain age in our culture, you die ceremonially instead of like suffering. And I guess they kind of, they
played it off that way, kind of, so to speak.
Yeah, they kind of get that. And then there's all these like weird things that slowly happen. And then the girl ends up drinking this drink. I'm pretty sure it was a drink laced with some sort of drug again, which it wasn't laced. She knew she was taking it. Mm-hmm. She takes it and ends up in this like weird dance contest. It sounds weird, but if you watch the movie, it all piece together really well. You're watching this movie and not knowing what the fuck is happening. Like, you don't know who's gonna die. You don't know what the fuck is happening.
Right.
Like, when those people jumped off, I was just like jaw open, like what the fuck is happening. So basically, she's in this dance contest. She's just tripping off her ass. It's like smiling, like running around. The last person standing becomes a Midsommar queen.
Okay.
And this bitch becomes a Midsommar queen, basically. Okay. So Pele's like, I'm so glad you came. And he starts like making out with her, which is really weird. And then her boyfriend gets lured in by that creepy girl to that scene you saw. That was basically a mating ritual. She chose him as a mate. That's why they bring Americans in. Oh. Well, some of them are inbred, but they try not to do that because.
I would hope. Oh, is that one girl that's like in the corner?
No. Okay, so he comes into this room, and the girl that fed him the pubic hair is laying on the ground, butt naked. Oh. And they strip him down, and there's a bunch of other naked women behind her, like kind of chanting. And then he starts fucking her, mating with her. Right. And when the girl's moaning, all the people behind her moan with her. Like
that was the one that I fucking walked out. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
It's a really fucking weird scene, and I don't know. The guy that writes it just makes like these really interesting fucking horror movies.
It's like disturbing, but like that's what makes it more horrific, you know?
Yeah.
In a way.
But I mean, basically, I'm just kind of going over the key points. I'm not going to go every fucking detail of the story. But then all of a sudden, Danny's the queen, the girl. She's the queen of the Midsommar thing, and basically they're like, okay. We need one more person to be our sacrifice because they have in this house, they have some old people, and then basically the rest of her friends that ended up getting rounded up in there, and she doesn't know. And it's either between her boyfriend, which she actually saw him mating with her, so now she hates him, and this random guy. So she picks her boyfriend to be sent into there to die. So they take him and put him into a hollowed out bear body. It's like he's in bear skin, and they like stuff him in the bear skin and throw him in, and they just burn him alive. Oh, and while this is burning, Danny's like sitting there in fear, like, and then she starts smiling, like happy, and then it just ends.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, just watch.
I need to watch it to understand all of that. Yeah, to me that makes no fucking sense.
It's an extremely bizarre and intriguing movie, and it was a great movie from start to finish.
Okay.
So it was it just had me like
glued to the screen the whole time. You're like, fuck, I need to finish this.
Yeah, and that's really rare with a movie. It had me guessing the entire movie, and I thought the ending was fitting and like a strong ending, and it was very fitting. She just smiled at everyone burning, and she's just like insane now.
Right.
Living among these people after her family just died. There's a lot of questions I have, but I'm fine with not having them answered.
Right.
It was extremely unique and fucked up for sure, but nonetheless, a great watch and a top tier horror movie.
Okay.
So I gave it a B+. And
oh shit! Okay.
What does a B+ mean?
I had it up and I
got
completely.
It.
Okay, cool.
So a B+ is very good, worth going out of your way to see, and that's absolutely correct.
Okay.
It's a fantastic movie, one of my favorite horror movies I've ever seen. Anything that A24 puts out, I'll vouch for you to go check it out. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've seen anything from it that I hated. There's some things that I saw. Actually, no, I would say that almost all of them. I would say, yeah, you need to watch it.
Yeah, there's a new movie coming out that actually you were like, "What the fuck are you watching?" That was actually an A24 movie.
Oh, was it? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
But she owns her Midsommar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I should watch that then.
Yeah,
she bought it. Never mind, I was there.
I'm sure she'll watch it again because my little sister watched half of it with us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll watch it. That's interesting.
But yeah, that is our conclusion of the movie of the week.
I like it.
Yeah.
And you said you had a question.
So this will conclude our podcast with this.
With 51 minutes on this part 2.
Oh my God, it's okay. I'm having a great time.
We're having a great time.
So I want to ask you, if you were to pick one superpower, what would you pick?
Superpower? Time manipulation.
Dude, high five! That's 100%. Mine! Time manipulation,
everything
just like
else doesn't make... People are like, oh, I want to be super fast, I want to be super strong. It doesn't fucking matter.
You can time travel, you can stop time, like, you're fucking good. He can super speed at you, stop time. Slap him in the face a bunch of times, play time, he just like falls on the ground. Or just stab him in the heart.
Literally, yeah. You're like, what's sharp around here?
You're good with anything. Like you are literally the best superhero.
Literally, yeah.
That was
you literally cannot lose.
That was a lot shorter discussion than I thought. What would your superhero name be? Mikey McGee.
The Time Man! They call me the Timester.
I'd be the Time Assaulter or something like
Jesus.
that. Sexual time clock. I don't know. Something like really creepy.
Sexual time clock.
I would wear the full-on tights like the Golden Age comic book heroes with like the underwear on the outside of my costume.
I'd be just full-on naked because I would just pause time and just like... They wouldn't even know they're getting caught because I would pause time and then they would just show up in jail and be like,
I would go back in time and steal Zack Snyder from our past timeline and just throw him into like a black hole.
Jesus Christ.
No, I would take him to an alternate dimension or something where...
You said time manipulation, bud, not fucking dimension jumping.
Okay.
Unless we're talking about multi-universe shit.
So I would take him to the future where we run off electric cars and it's like a happy time and he can just go live in there in his own paradise because I'm not a fucking asshole. I mean, I am, but I'm not a fucking dick, which I am, but I'm just going to be nice to him so he doesn't have to...
I'm not a dick, which I am.
He doesn't have to ruin my movies, but he can still live in harmony.
I got you. That's what a sweet notion.
And I also never mind. I'm not gonna go that dark. But yeah,
I would time manipulation for like hands down. There's literally nothing else I feel like that would be better than that.
I'm so glad.
Super strength. What the fuck is that compared to time manipulation? Speed. What the fuck is that? Flight. Actually, flight would be cool. Actually, teleportation would be really cool.
Well, no, time manipulation has teleportation and stuff. It's.
Oh, you mean like?
That's why I'm basing my power off Hero's power. That's what he has.
Yeah, then he has the best powers for sure. Mm-hmm. Like teleportation and time manipulation are literally the best powers.
It's you're overpowered.
Especially if you have both. Yeah, you're completely overpowered. Literally stop time, teleport somewhere wherever they are, or literally grab them, teleport them somewhere, and teleport back.
Let's make this more interesting. If we couldn't pick that, what would you pick?
Okay.
Let me think.
Now you're making it fucking hard.
Let me think. I think super speed.
I think flight.
I'm saying super speed because if I just basically became like so skilled like Batman, I could just be like a Batman Flash hybrid. But flight is really cool.
Flight is cool. I'm just
thinking
that
is just gay.
The only reason, I know. The only thing I'm thinking of flight is because I'm thinking like of I'm thinking of practical real world solutions as well. Like super speed will get me like places faster, but I can also just fly somewhere. So I feel like
just run.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You can just run somewhere, right?
And you can run so fast that you change timelines and stuff.
You could do time manipulation anyways, hypothetically.
Yes, you can run so fast that everyone stopped moving. So basically, you had the time power, but you're super speed.
Yeah, but then you also have the possibility of somebody being faster than you. But if you have time, then nobody can be faster than that. Time manipulation is literally just an OP fucking superpower. Like
it's too OP.
That's the thing is that I think I like the way they did it in Heroes, at least from where I'm at. Is
that
he
can't
do it all the time, and then even when he does, he can't completely control it exactly. Like it's kind of still like a little bit like unpredictable. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like that because if you literally have complete control, you literally cannot lose. There's nothing. There's no plot line that you could be like, oh no, yeah, maybe this happened. That's why he's not using it. No, you fucking literally cannot lose. It doesn't make any sense. But besides that, I think
this concludes episode 8 of the Half Past Sheev podcast.
You did a little bit longer.
Thank you for listening this week, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate every single one of you.
Please let us know. We legitimately want to know. Do you like? Or do you mind the longer podcasts, or would you rather it be like an hour, hour and a half? Let us know.
I like ideally an hour 15, but we were just vibing.
We were just vibing. Yeah, we were just fucking vibing. Yeah, we were just going. After we had to blow off some steam after what the fuck just happened before this podcast.
Facts.
So we just had to make sure we got everything out there, and especially with Corona, that's just fucking too much, man. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Stay safe out there.
Hope this is the light in the dark.
If you're in quarantine, make sure to check out our YouTube channel, Half Past Sheev. Subscribe, ring the bell, like our videos, comment. Please give us feedback. Follow us on Instagram at Half Past Sheev Podcast. Like our pictures, interact with us on our story. We post updates on all types of shit.
We want to talk to you, please.
Yeah. Send us DMs. I will
hi.
100% respond to you. Ask me anything. What else? We were on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Yeah,
literally,
as well on YouTube.
We're
on everything, man. We're on fucking everything except SoundCloud.
Except for and as well as Stitcher.
No one knows what Stitcher is.
I know, but like, what the fuck, Stitcher? You were supposed to let us on.
Yeah, for real.
But
fuck
again,
Stitcher.
it's something that most people.
Regardless, be safe, stay corona free, and drink Modelo. Frank out. Mic drop.
Wait, no. What? Excuse me?
What?
Are we just gonna change it up now after 7 episodes?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Getting a little excited. We surpassed the statistic. In the wise words of Emperor Sheev Palpatine,
God rest his soul.
do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.